a short-term thing and that buying is a long-term strategy. So in life, you will probably be faced with different times where you will either need to buy, sell, or hold. I've talked many times on this channel that you don't need to buy much. I've been committed to minimalism because I sold my house, I hit the road for 4 years, and I pretty much didn't buy anything. And buying is a level of commitment. As far as long term commitment to whatever you are giving money to invest in. Okay, so, many people have shared with me that they like minimalism, they like hitting the road, but they have kept their house, they haven't sold it, which is fine. Most people are campers, not nomads. Um, so, the commitment level to what you're trying to do determines what you buy and what you sell. If you're not committed to staying on the road, don't sell your house. If you get to a point when you're on the road and you no longer want to travel around, you may come to a point where you want to buy a house. Good to see you, Tony. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to all my members on the members only chat. Click the thumbs up when you come in or watch the replay. Leave a comment. Thank you. So look, I'm at the point where I'm considering buying. Yesterday I did a video, the live feed, talking about don't buy anything. And there's a lot to be said for that. Like I said, it's been 4 years. I pretty much didn't buy anything other than Starbucks and food. So I can speak from both perspectives because I've lived it. It's not theory, it's experience. And I do struggle at this point in my journey to buy because I don't like long-term commitment. Sometimes I think people with a level of mental anxiety struggle with long-term commitment. However, it can certainly be said that people who are in long-term commitments have screwed themselves and they've watched a guy living in his car or hotel because they want to escape the hell that they're in. There's multi-dimensions to life. Twister, great to see you. It's easier to let go than to acquire. Letting go, which is basically selling, relieves the stress of the obligation, the maintenance, the liability, whether it's a house or item or an investment. Your stock goes down, there's almost a relief to sell. And when it goes back up, there's almost pain you didn't hold on. If it goes back up, there's no guarantees. For me, I don't regret selling my house because I was not committed to New Jersey. I was committed to changing my life, so I sold my house and hit the road. That's the difference between a nomad and a camper. If you love the nomad life, don't talk it, live it. Okay. Sell your house, hit the road with nowhere to go other than your car. However, if you do that, you may find what most nomads find, that after a couple years on the road, you like certain areas the most. And either you're going to pay for campgrounds in those areas, or you're going to stealth park and constantly have something in your mind that there's a knock. Because when you're traveling through a town and you're not a regular, you're not on anyone's radar. But when you stay at the same gym parking lot, the same Walmart parking lot, the same truck stops, people, cops, security guards, they run your license plates, okay, and they know who the regulars are. That's the reality of the life on the road. Most of the time they won't bother you, but if there's a new sheriff in town, or if there's too much abuse of that grace, then like Future said, the feds do the sweep. They'll do a sweep. So I say to myself, Sam, you're committed to Florida. Is it time to buy? And I said, well, I'm not going to buy if I get this great deal. And in today's market, there are no great deals. And, I struggle with that because you always like to get something cheap. There's a scripture that says someone who haggles over the price says it's worthless. And then when they buy it, they say they got a deal. This is the mindset of people. I'm a fair person. I can say when something's fairly valued. I mean, everything's a little bit overinflated now. Interest rates are low. That's the main reason. How long will interest rates stay basically at zero? Probably until at least the end of 2021. And so, and even then, housing is a little bit different than the stock market. Housing doesn't go down in one day like Bitcoin 30%. For housing to go down, it takes a year or so. For foreclosure to happen, it takes about 2 years. Okay. And for the past year, there's been a freeze on all foreclosures. So even when that freeze ends, if someone goes in foreclosure, if they fight it, and if it goes through the court system, that's another 2 years. When is it time to buy? Well, it's time to buy when it's below your means and you're committed to whatever you're looking at. What are you committed to? Well, again, I can only speak for myself. I'm committed to Florida at least 90% of the year. So I say to myself, what am I doing in a hotel? I'm buying time. I'm a short-term strategy right now. And I'm thinking, is the best long-term strategy to buy? I have to see. Ryan, $5 super chat. Ryan Lowry, good to see you, brother. Thank you, Ryan, for your continued support and love. Good to see you on the live chat, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, Ryan Lowry. Love to you, man. Seen all your comments. Thank you. And Twister, forgive me. He goes, whether the title is truth or clickbait, I'm with you all the way. Yeah, I've had a couple people complain about clickbait at times. And at the same time, if it's not clickbait, they won't click it. So, remember, nothing is clickbait if you don't click it. And then if you click it and you don't like it, why'd you click it? So it's like, everything is like, people only click what they want. I don't believe in clickbait. I believe that if someone's interested in something, they click it. When you're interested in a thumbnail of free porn, you click it. Sometimes you're disappointed, sometimes you're excited. And free porn is like free YouTube. People watch for free. Twister, other people who are members, they're here for a commitment of at least a month, but they cancel at any time. So I say to myself, is the thumbnail on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, is that clickbait? Or should I? Well, I wouldn't buy a house based on the pictures online. I wouldn't watch a YouTuber long term if he didn't have value or she didn't have value. So, that's how you know, is something time to buy? Well, why are you buying it? Because of how it looks, because of, you got to look at the whole comprehensive thing. How is it positioned? Where's the location? Can you live on the budget created by that purchase if you got laid off or if you retired? Because you have to think long term if you're going to buy. Buying's long term. Good to see Infinity. Infinity, when you hit the road, if you hit the road, are you going to sell your house and then buy a travel trailer? Keeping up a breeze, shout to you. I created that burner account and I left a comment on your TikTok. What I can tell you is this, guys and girls. I consider, is it time to buy for the reasons I've mentioned. One is, where am I going? Not going. Oh, I know you, Twister. I love you too. There was no slight at you at all. You've been nothing but positive. Like I always tell you guys, well, I know it's not easy because I've been on the other side of live chats and comments. Twister, that was not directed at you. It wasn't negative. I was just addressing the clickbait thing. But look, as a YouTuber, you have to market yourself. As an electrical contractor, you have to market yourself. What's your electrical contracting name? If you have an electrical contracting name, you don't want to name it Ernie's Backstop. What does that mean? You want to name it Ernie's Electrical Services. Right? And you want to have a nice logo. You want your sign to be nice. That's a thumbnail. When I had marketed some of my electrical contracting, I got some compliments. It's, oh, this is good marketing. Guys, you have to dress it up. Why do you think, if girls on Instagram didn't dress it up, you would never pay attention. Now, again, obviously, there's people who just always giving you the banana in the tailpipe. Okay, and again, that's the difference. You'll know after watching someone for a while if they're just stringing you along or if they have value. That's how you discern. And the same thing with a house or car, RV. After researching, after looking at the location, after running the numbers, talking to the neighbors, knowing the neighborhood, knowing the risks, is this in a flood area? Is this in a flood area? What's the flood insurance? What's the home insurance? What's the property taxes been for the past 5 years? This RV, what's the depreciating rate on it? Okay, how much is it going to cost to tow it? How much is it going to cost in campground fees? This is the research beyond the picture that you determine if it has value. Okay. Now, value can go up and down. Value fluctuates. Why do you buy? You buy because you're committed, even if it fluctuates down. Do you have to buy? You don't have to buy. You can rent your entire life. You can nomad your entire life. Most people will not nomad their entire life, including me, probably not. Again, I think the biggest thing with the nomad life is it's good, but you get to a point where you don't want to just travel to places you don't like. So you say to yourself, why am I living this life on wheels if I don't want to keep going around? Again, I think living on wheels is great to get out of seasons, get out of hurricane season, get out of maybe winter. But even that, I don't know. So that's what I think about buying. My main thing about buying now is I said to myself, it's the weekend as I make this. I said I can go anywhere I want right now. Where do I want to go? I got more time. I don't have to clock in. And after I did my laundry, because you always have to do your laundry. After I went to the gym, you always should take care of yourself. After I did my chores, it was already the afternoon. And then so what do I want to do now? Do I want to travel for 2 hours, get there, be hungry, have to eat? Because you always got to eat. This is life on the road. Someone asked me today, what do you think about volunteering? Well, I've done a lot of volunteering, and you know what I've learned? People who volunteer refuse to work on their own life, so they work on someone else's. If someone is destitute, the best thing they can do is get a government program. And government programs, they should speak to a social worker. If you're destitute, if you have a disability, and if you can't navigate the system, go to a social worker. Okay? If you volunteer, that's fine, but pretty much most people I found that volunteer are just escaping their own problems. All right, back to live comments. Again, love to you, Bree. Twister, I love and respect you. Infinity, sell the place for sure. I'm not mad at that. I think there is a time to sell. And I think it's a great life if you've experienced responsibly, not owning anything. Obviously, probably own your car, own some clothes, right? But I think there's an extremely great feeling in not owning much. And I restrained from using the word liberate, okay, because now that's a political thing. I like DeSantis, but DeSantis, people come to Florida for no state income tax, okay, and for the weather. We don't want to hear you talk about liberating, okay, the cruise ships, okay. Look, this guy was a Trumper. He stood by while people died, okay. Even in the Capitol, he didn't condemn Trump, okay. Look, I don't like the liberal stuff. I don't like all that. Okay, a liberal troll. I like what DeSantis does, but some people should not be promoted above their competency. DeSantis is a governor. Chris Christie was a governor. Trump was a great entertainer. Okay, these people should not be promoted to a high level where they have to deal with a lot of people. Okay, because if they start a war with China, they won't finish it, just like they didn't do the Vietnam draft. I don't care how tough DeSantis talks. I'll vote for him for governor, but not for president. Enough with the liberate this, liberate that. Take a seat, run Florida. All the people from up north came here with their money from up north, just like Trump. We want to pay no state income tax, and we like the weather. Other than that, just keep doing what you're doing. You're not going to get promoted to president. Had to get political a little bit, because people get a little too high on DeSantis. This guy, he's a puppet. Okay, he's a puppet for the other side. If we're going to have a puppet, play nice, because people who talk tough, guys, they just make life tougher. That's what it is. When you're in a high level, you have to learn to be political, okay? It's not time to be like this. It causes too much problems. We just learned that after 4 years. We don't need another 4 years of that, okay? All right, back live comments. Twister, I love you. Cheers emoji. Kristen, hey everyone. Great to see you, Kristen. Twister, hello, Kristen. Savada, I love you. I know you're conservative on it. Don't be mad at me. I still love you, man. He goes, "Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. You know, I love you." Shot to Jacksonville. He changed his life. He came to Florida. Okay. And what I can tell you is this. You know, and Savat, did you buy in Florida? Savat was a truck driver. Savat, did you buy in Florida? Or are you renting? I do recommend that you buy. I'm sorry. I do recommend that you rent before you buy. Yep, no renting. Good job, Savat. Because too, you know, you probably find out too. Jacksonville got some bad spots, some high crime spots. There's some nice spots in Jacksonville. You know, on the outer suburbs. Okay, there's four hubs of Florida: Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. I don't recommend you live in any of them. I recommend you live outside of those hubs within an hour, hour and a half. Okay, because all those are congested, but all those have opportunities, and there's some nice areas around it. So Jacksonville is basically on the borderline of Georgia. Okay, it's probably one of the least hurricane risks in Florida, but still, it still is a risk. Um, and it's not tropical. It's still hot, but in the sun, in the winters it gets cool up there. Okay, St. Augustine is nice. Flagler Beach is very nice. I would move there maybe, but I gotta be tropical. Tampa, not my thing because I don't like the West Coast. I don't like the Gulf of Mexico. Love and respect to Suitcase, all the people in Tampa, Kathy. Orlando, to me, if you move to Orlando, guys, you might as well move to Mississippi. You got no ocean. Okay, you got Disney World. No, I'm not. I'm not for. I got some good friends. I know you're probably mad at me if they watch this. They moved to Orlando. Okay, I love them, but you guys know, you got no ocean. Come on. And then Miami, guys. Miami's for when you go to a bachelor party, okay, or when you're, you know, you're at a club. Okay, you don't want to live in Miami. You want to live on the outskirts of Miami. Love to you. Savat. I'm in a nice neighborhood, but we'll be moving north of Fort Lauderdale next Friday. Well, there you go, brother. Now you're in Southeast Florida. Now, Fort Lauderdale's congested. I think you want to get a little north of Boca Raton to get away from the congestion, because Fort Lauderdale's got some bad spots too, and the nice spots by the ocean, very congested. I think you want to be, you know, if you want that rich feel, Palm Beach County's nice. You can find, you know, Jupiter, Florida's popping, Juno Beach popping. Very nice areas, high end. Very hard to find affordable houses in those areas. West Palm Beach got some bad areas. Palm Beach on the island where Mar-a-Lago is, no one can afford that. That's working class, no way. So, what other spots? You don't want to be in Riviera Beach. That's a negative. Yeah, you know. So look, when you buy, you buy the community. When you buy the community, you buy the location. Location is not going to change. I say to myself, Sam, this is why it may be time to buy for me. I said to myself, Sam, if you can find this RV lot, because there's one RV lot still available. It's a little higher price than I want. It's 150,000. Shout out to my guy Michael. He watches. I met him in real life, and I know he's conservative. Don't be mad when I bash DeSantos. But DeSantos, man, come on, you're a governor. You're not going to be a good president. We don't need more problems. Come on. See, guys, look. Certain people should not get promoted past their competency. I've learned this because they're good at. There was a book, one of my managers recommended I read it at one point. There was a book that you don't promote people past their competence. Well, the way life is structured is if you do good at your job, the assumption is you should be promoted because you'll do good at the next level. And while there's a lot of value to that, there's also a point where you'll get promoted where you're no longer good because you got promoted above your competency. Okay. So it's like the temperament, okay, of someone who is very tough is not good for a top politician because you're dealing with a mass group of people with a global, okay, world that we're in now. There's no way around that. And you're dealing with all these different cultures. Being tough is good in increments, not as a consistent way of living. That's toxic. It's good for a small group to be a governor, to be a political leader of a certain mindset. Everyone agrees. Maybe you want to be like that as a father. I've seen a lot of fathers fail like that. You got to be a little tough, but you also got to learn how to pull back. Okay? And you got to learn key words that inflame the situation that don't need to be inflamed. So again, would I vote for Governor DeSantos again for governor of Florida? Yeah, I think he did a good job. Would I vote for him president? No, he doesn't have the right temperament. Okay, that's why. He can't deal with the mass scale. We'll be right back to doing what Trump did. start a war with China, and then he won't sign up for the draft. Yeah, that's what happens. They'll get the coronavirus. Okay, that's what we get. We already knew it, guys. Is it really a surprise if it came from the lab? No. But is it really a surprise we got it because Trump was talking reckless with the trade talk? I mean, come on, guys. Look beyond where it came from. Why'd it come? Okay, because he was talking tough. Okay, you can't do that, guys. You got to play the game. And then if you're doing something tough, you do it like Obama. You send 2 helicopters, a dog, you get Obama, you get Bin Laden, and you get the hell out of Dodge. Okay, and then you smile. Okay, because that's a politician. Okay, that's what the job title is. Okay, not entertainer. Okay, not a religious leader. Okay. All right, so I'm going on my political things, but you know. I love you guys, all my conservatives. You know, I got a lot. I live in Florida. Don't be mad at me. I know. I see you out there. I saw some guy today with a pickup truck. You know what he had? It wasn't "I love America." It was "fuck Biden." That was in a big flag. I was like, oh, this guy loves America. Way to love America, right? This guy, like, come on, man. What type of person does that, man? Savant says the water isn't all that clear in Jacksonville. Yeah, it's not. You got to get below Melbourne Beach. Melbourne Beach is nice central still, but on the East Coast, you want to be Melbourne Beach and below. You know, once you get to Palm Beach County, that's Jupiter, that's Juno Beach, that's below. You know, you're in a good. You know, but even Vero Beach, beautiful. Jensen Beach, a little suspect, but I like the area. But when you get to Jupiter and Juno Beach, that's when you're in a whole nother dimension. Twist of Fire emoji, thank you. I'm sure I got some people upset. Forgive me, guys. You know I love everyone. Christina, it's not sending my super sticker? Well, I'm sorry. I can't control that. But I love you no matter what. I appreciate you being a member. I appreciate leaving a comment. Let me go back to my laptop because I don't know if I missed some chats. I'm going off my phone. You know when I get my tangent. I'm supposed to talk about time to buy, and I start talking about politics. I'm sorry. Thank you again, Ryan. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Look, guys, the bottom line, I'm getting excited, guys. Click that thumbs up. We're on fire tonight. I don't know why, but I appreciate all the positive people. Twister, I love you. So I think about, back to the subject, I think about, Sam, let's think about this. And I met this good guy. This guy loved Trump. We talked about it. Shout out to Michael. I said to myself, I don't really want to spend 150,000 on a dwelling. I was really looking to spend around 100. Okay. But reality is kind of set in. Okay. Even if times weren't inflated, I have to think about this. If times weren't inflated, would you say a fair deal is $100,000 basically on the beach in South Florida? You would say, yeah, maybe 30 years ago. You know, or 10 years ago or 20, you know, regardless of economic, you know. So, you know, because even that $100,000 condo I was looking at, it was close to the beach, but it wasn't on the beach. So I said to myself, if I go up to 130 or 150,000, I don't want to go above 150. I said to myself, is that really overpriced? I would say no. Now again, well, for one of them that I'm looking at, I still have to get the RV, but I get a $15,000, $20,000 RV. I'm up to 170. If everything I pay full price, we'll see. But I said to myself, I'm back in this hotel. My hotel stay is up at the end of this week, and I've already got a reservation to renew for 30 days. I'm renting right now. I'm buying time. Okay, but it's good. I use it as a tax deduction for the YouTube account to a certain degree. So, guys, if you're a YouTuber out there, download the Stride app, STRID, Stride tax app. I used it when I did DoorDash. I use it for my YouTube. You gotta keep every receipt. You take a picture, you upload it to this app, and you track your expenses as you go throughout the year. Don't wait till the end of the year to do all your write-offs, guys. Because, guys, I didn't rock with Trump, but I agree to business mind. You deduct everything. You depreciate. Okay, you navigate the system. And if you're poor and you can't navigate the system, get a social worker. I went to church with a great girl. I love this girl, respect her family. She was a social worker. And she, you know, I believe she helped a lot of people. And that's what a social worker is. A social worker is pretty much like a lawyer for broke people. It helps you navigate the system. A lawyer is pretty much a social worker for rich people. That's it. Navigate the system. Law and order, right? Guys, you want a country? You got law and order. That's what you got. Twisted, thank you, brother. You know I love you, Twisted. I appreciate you, man, all my heart. And Christina, I love you too. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you for everything. Survive. I'm self-employed. Shout out to all my truck drivers. I deduct everything. You know what it is. Love to you, Survive. You're doing great for yourself, man. Very proud of you. Got a lot of great truck drivers. It's a great look. It's a great business. Obviously, it's a tough business. To stay full-time on the road as a truck driver for many years, it takes a toll on your health because you're driving for a long period of time. Uh, a lot of them tend to not eat healthy because you're at truck stops, rest areas, very hard. But I have met a couple that do eat healthy, very built in shape. I'd give you a story. I remember when I was doing DoorDash a year ago, I delivered a salad and some fixins to a truck driver on a rest stop on I-95. Because sometimes DoorDash will take you to a rest stop. I accept it. I accept 90% of all orders. If you're doing DoorDash, okay, and you're not accepting 90% of orders, guys, get a social worker, okay? Because you're broke, because you're not doing the work. If you're not accepting 90% of DoorDash orders, get a social worker. Because you either got two things. Either you're going to work or someone's got to help you work the system. That's all you got. And if you got a disability, there's nothing you can do. Get a social worker. But if you got a disability and you can clean houses and you can track the expenses, do it. Okay. When is it time to buy? If it's below your means, if it's where you want to live, if you can support yourself there, if you got laid off, you can get another job, the economy is good enough. Don't buy in a destitute area. You say, I found a piece of property for $10,000 in Waka Chaka, Florida. I said, what? Waka Chaka? I've been all over Florida. Where's Waka Chaka? Next to Ocala? Probably is. Ain't no money over there, man. Ain't no money over there. You ain't door dashing over there. You're not going to be a nurse. You're not going to be a doctor. You ain't even going to be a truck driver. Savat, you've been all over the country, brother. You ever been to Waka Chaka, Florida? Hell no. Hell no, man. Uh, Click that thumbs up, man. Andre, I love you, brother. Shout out to Jersey, man. I keep thinking, Andre, I'm gonna read this comment, man. Shout out to everyone out there, man. We on fire tonight, man. I love all my Republicans, all my Democrats. You know what it is, guys. I'll talk a little reckless. Don't be mad at me. Guys, look, because I'm voting for DeSantis for governor. I'm ready to tell you, but I'm not gonna vote for him president. Okay, so I'm telling you straight up. Because I want what he brings, okay, but not on a mass scale. That's not the right temper. Right, let's take pause. So I'm gonna read Andre's comment. This is what I was talking about. Keep thinking, Sam, is it time to go up to New Jersey? Because it's the summer, but I know it's not. Because I saw pictures of the Jersey Shore, and that's not where I want to be. Now, shout out to everyone up there. Andre, Jersey Girl Lynn, I see you. You look beautiful. You're doing a great job. Very proud of you. But I'm flashing back to last year and what I see online, and I can't believe, guys, real estate, even in Jersey, it's fucking shooting up everywhere. I don't think you can get well, one is they don't sell RV lots in Jersey, but I don't think you can get any place on the Jersey Shore for 150K, not on the ocean. So I said to myself, damn, and you paying state income tax? You got your mind, man. Now don't forget, guys, I lived under Chris Christie for 8 years, so Jersey got both. I remember when he cried like a teddy bear on Obama's shoulder. I do. When we had Hurricane Sandy. D, $3 super chat. Damn it, D. Shout out to you. And what I can tell you is, when you get depressed, go for a walk. Why? Because that's the best thing I found to do. Get your mind going and try to stay active. Shout out to Mary Taz, who's walking her dog 3 times a day. Love to you, D. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging with me. Let me go back to Andre, guys. Forgive me. I'm getting on a tangent tonight. Andre. Sorry, Sam. No, you don't have to apologize for it. I miss you. I'm so busy. You got to do what you got to do for you. I love you, man. With all this people on my daughter's party. Well, one is, again, love to you and your family, respect. Yeah, one is I thank everyone for watching and joining and being a member or tips, whatever, because it's the weekend and it's summertime. And that's when YouTube numbers go down. However, like I say, for me, I'm a long-term play guy. I've been consistent over 4 years, but I will say that, it's special. Well, to me, look, I could be anywhere right now. I could be in a bar, I could be in a club. I did that when I was young, and it was good. But as a 41-year-old man, would I rather be anywhere else than I am right now? Well, Not really. I did enjoy though when I was doing DoorDash at night. I used to do it. Sometimes I did it all the way, to like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't, once you get past midnight, it's suspect. But I enjoyed, and this was pre-coronavirus. I enjoyed doing DoorDash, going to like the bars and the restaurants and seeing the energy, but just being in and out because it's not me. But I enjoyed stopping by, and you're starting to see that again. But I enjoy my time on YouTube. Sometimes it's painful, but overall it's been a blessing. Um, so Andre, bottom line is, oh, and everyone, always do what you gotta do for you. Great to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. Savat says, hell no, I don't know what we're talking about. I love you, Savat. You're doing a great job, man. Twister's laughing good. Laughter is good for soul. Savat, my parents' house doubled in value in 5 years. Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's a good time to sell, man. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Is it a good time to buy? Well, if it's below your means and you're committed to that thing, whether if you're committed to that RV, you're committed to that house, or you're committed to, again, whatever it is you're buying, is it below your means? Have you ran all the numbers? Have you looked at all the logistics? Do you have to buy? You don't have to. I mean, but you're going to spend money. I'm spending money for a hotel. You can boondock. I've done that. You can do a lot of different things, but there's a price to pay for everything, sometimes financial, sometimes quality of life. And, D, hey Sam, and showing up. I love you, D. I appreciate all your support, your love, and your positivity and your fight for your best life. And sometimes it's just getting out of bed, trying the best we can. I had to kick myself out of bed today. Since I've been in the hotel, waking up, 6 on a weekend, 7, and that's late. When I was for 4 years in my car, I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day, all day. But I will say I feel better balanced. The intensity is not there, which I miss a little bit of the intensity. But, with that intensity comes a lot of energy exerted. And it's very tough to sustain that over time. Now, I did it for 4 years, but dealing with the public and the temperature are the things that really make me not want to go back on the road full time. I haven't crossed the horizon yet where I've bought something, because until I buy something, I'm still a nomad. And you're not a nomad if you have a house. Why? Because you got somewhere to go back to. You're on vacation. Okay. And what I can tell you is when you're committed to the nomad life, you sell everything. And when you're done with the nomad life, you buy something. And if you want to hedge your bet, don't sell everything. So, that's life. It's what are you committed to? That's what it comes down to. Keeping up with Bree, the beautiful TikTok star. She goes, honestly, Sam, I have so much anxiety about a lot of things, but I know I have no control over anything in this world. To a certain degree, you do have control. I have work tonight, so at least I'll keep busy. There you go. When in doubt, go to work. Why? Money bag. Some people say, oh, I don't know. What I can tell you is this, Bree, you know what it is. You're doing well for yourself. You're in the medical field. When in doubt, go to work. If when in doubt you call out, you'll be broke and depressed. If when in doubt you go to work, you'll have money and you'll keep your mind busy. Who's the most depressed? People who lay around all day. Okay. You gotta get your mind doing something. It's not easy. I sympathize. My man Roberto left a comment the other day. He goes, Sam, one of my hardest struggles is to get out of bed. I said, I empathize. But what am I going to tell him? Not, no. Well, fight, as best you can. And if you don't have the resources, get a social worker. A social worker is there to help people who can't help themselves. That's part of a great first world country. Okay. Now, a lot of times, a social worker may have to put you in a program that you don't want to comply with the rules. That's why you see panhandlers on the street. Guys, there's programs for them, but they want to do their drugs, they want to do their alcohol, and they don't want to work, or they can't work, or they don't want to go in the system. So I tell you right now, if someone wants to give you a tip, take it, but don't feel guilty. If someone wants to bless you, don't go looking to pay it forward to someone who is going to, pay it backwards. Get yourself. I went down that rat hole. If you got help, one is someone should give it to you with no expectation. And I've given money to drug addicts. I've given money to people on the street. And now I don't. Why? Because I think I could deploy my resources better. And sometimes I give money to people, okay? And I still don't care what they do with it because none of my damn business. If I give it, I don't, it's none of my damn business. But I give it to people who I think, I could be wrong, have a fighting shot and need a little help, okay? And are already fighting a little bit themselves. Because we all need some help sometimes. So have I. I've needed help. So I don't look down on that, you know. But what I can tell you is, you know, I remember my grandma. I remember when I was young. I was at an arcade. I don't know if you guys remember when you had an arcade, you collect all these tickets, and then at the end, you would take these tickets, you bring them to like the cashier, and you can get a prize, you know, a football, a jersey, or, you know, a stuffed animal. But you got to collect all these tickets, and each ticket equals a certain amount of like points. Click the thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. So I needed, I don't know, I needed a few hundred points to get what I wanted in this arcade. It may have been at the Jersey Shore. I think it was. And so my grandma said, you know what, Sam? We're going to all play for you, and we're going to build up these tickets to get these points for, I don't know what I wanted, a football or something. Because, you know, it took a lot of tickets. You basically got to spend like $500 to win like a $30 football. You know how that goes. But, you know, after an hour or so, everyone pooled their tickets together, and they gave them to me because I was the young kid to get the football. So I took the tickets and I went to the cashier by myself. And instead of buying the football, I bought something for each one of, like my grandma, my grandpa, or whatever. And why it was a nice gesture, and my grandparents appreciated it. I'll never forget my grandmother's look. She goes, Sam, I really appreciate the gesture, but the whole reason we gave you that was so that you can get what you wanted. And it was weird. It's like this weird thing that I can't explain, but it taught me a little bit of a lesson that when someone wants to help you, take that help for yourself and do what you need to do. There'll be a time to give back, but it's not now. See, sometimes when you got a good spirit, someone helps you, and then you go to help someone else, which is fine, but not until you get yourself in where you need to be to something. You know, you got to take care of yourself a little bit, okay? Or else you just keep a cycle going. You know, it's good to have empathy. It's good to help. But it's also good to work on yourself. Never feel guilty for that. And anyone who loves you and guilt trips you, they got to look at the back door, the front door. You got to lock that door, okay? A door is the most important part of a house. It's a boundary. Could you imagine a house with no doors? Where do you masturbate? Well, if you live alone, you do whatever you want. But I'm in a hotel room. If I had no door, guys, you know, a door is the most important part of any dwelling. It's a boundary. Even in a travel trailer. If Affinity gets a travel trailer and he rips off the door and he goes to the campground, he has no privacy. He already has no privacy. He gonna see when he sells that condo and he's in a trailer park or campground. Dogs are running next door. You know, people got their slides out, smoking cigarettes, campfire choking them out. He'll see. I love this guy. No, you should do it though. It's still fun. All right, let's take action. Guys, click that thumbs up. That shit works, man. I didn't think that shit works that good. But ever since I've been saying that, I've been getting like 100 thumbs up per live feed. So I gotta say it. Oh, Keith, man, I'm over here talking. You should have said something. Keith, $10 super chat. Forgive me, brother. I'm sorry I'm late on this, man. $10 super chat. Keith, you've been here a long time, man. Forgive me for being late. Thank you, Keith. You've been so positive to me, very gracious. All of you have. But Keith, thank you so much. I hope, again, my words help you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude towards it and appreciation. So much love, man. So about almost double. They paid. Oh, okay. He goes. He's talking about his parents. They paid 85,000. Now it's 150. I may be buying their house because I'm looking at an RV lot about 150. Well, that's awesome, Savat. But what are they going to do, Savat? Are they going to sell? Because here's the problem. If you sell, what do you do next? Now, the only time you get money is when you sell. If your house goes up in doubles, you don't get that money until you sell. If your stock goes up in doubles, you don't get that money until you sell. Then when you take that money, what do? Do you rent? That's good, especially if you need a break. I'm glad I was a nomad and I basically rented for 4 years. Even now, I'm still renting basically because I wasn't ready for long-term commitment. Even now, I still struggle with it. But I am closer to buying than I was 4 years ago. I would never recommend selling your house and then buying right away, especially if you're moving to a whole other state that you don't know. This is my opinion. I could be wrong for some people. My back left comments. I'm a little bit behind. Keith, thank you again. Twisted. Same. I almost caught myself in a nap. Oof. You got saved by the grace of God. Yeah, smack the shit out of yourself if you ever take a nap. He goes, Sam, I almost got caught myself in a nap around 12 today. Yeah. Immediately went for a walk and coffee. It was perfect. Well, I'll tell you this. Even if every thumbnail I have from now on is clickbait, if one of the lessons you get from watching my videos is that you should never take a nap unless you're seriously ill, I've changed your life and I've given you value. Because naps are the number one reason for people's depression, unproductive life, unsatisfied life, and just a bad day. A nap is for the severely ill, physically or mentally. And even then, I think, when my mom takes too many naps, she tells me, Sam, I was in bed too long today. So I even question if the seniors should be taking naps. See, if I ran that senior daycare, I'd be waking you seniors up. All right, get up. Let's go. Got to go pick some berries. They'd be mad at me. That's true. I'd be nice. I wouldn't be DeSantos. See, everyone wants DeSantos, but then when he's in your nursing home telling you, get up, let's go. Yeah, you wouldn't like that. I don't know. That's all right. I've been feeling that for the past 6 months, laughing my ass off. I'm with you, Bree. You're not alone. Keeping up a Bree. Money bag emoji. Twisted. Double money bag emoji, especially if you're not taking a nap. Twisted. Keeping up a Bree. Honestly, same when you do DoorDash. I think you should have some pepper spray in your car just in case if anything happens because you are dropping off food at a personal location. Well, I agree with that. I definitely have personal protection. I definitely would not like to use it. I agree. I got to be safe. Keeping up great. Thank you so much, heart emoji. Sometimes you want things the way you want them in life. Won't ever be how you plan it. Well, that's a good point. Just have to enjoy. Bree, you're on fire tonight. Just have to enjoy it as best you can and be positive. She's a TikTok star. Okay. Bree, you're nailing it tonight. D, set yourself up now before D is on fire. All right, I want someone to look in their emojis right now. There is an emoji with a guy walking with a cane. So if you're a guy, I want you to look in your emojis and put the guy walking with his cane emoji. If you're a girl, I want you to put the girl, my mom walks with a cane, and put the cane walking emoji. Cal, 199 super chat emoji. Dashed and lifted, but also napped today is shamed. All right, well, we can't be perfect all the time, man. But I appreciate you sharing, man. And at least you got the dash in, man. Shout out to Cal, man. I appreciate your positivity, man. And tomorrow when you go to take a nap, I want you to put on DMX. I want you to turn that up. I want you to go crazy in there, man. Okay? Throw some water on your face, man. I love you. Except 90% of all deliveries. If there's any DoorDasher out there, whether it's your side hustle or some people made their main hustle, I want you to accept 90%, okay, of your deliveries. You say, no, I'm a cherry picker. I said, guys, cherry pickers don't even make good YouTube videos. Okay. Look at ESP's in the building. All right, let me get back to live comments, guys. We're on fire tonight. D left a great comment. Set yourself up now. Yeah. Again, I'm 41, but as I get up, I'm a little bit different than I was at 31. Definitely different than I was at 21. So D, wise comment. Savat, good night all. Savat, we love you, man. Have to get up at 5 a.m. Have to head out to Nashville. Truck drivers in the house. Shout out to Tennessee, man. Shout out to you, Savat. You're a great person. Remember, I love you. I don't care what political side of the aisle are. I love you, I respect you, and I thank you. Safe travels and money bag emoji to you. Shout out to you and your family. D, good night, Savat. Yeah, Savat's good peoples. Twister, safe travel, Savat. I agree. Guys, You say inspirational nomad. What's the most dangerous thing you'll ever do in your life? Driving. Until they get automated self-driving cars and we have the infrastructure for it, driving is the most dangerous thing you'll ever do. And that's another reason I like to drive. I like to drive, but I don't like to drive in traffic anymore. And I like to pick and choose when I'm driving because dealing with the public, especially on the road, especially in Florida, especially everywhere though, uh, you know, D, thumbs up to you also. Keep it up, Bree. I've had people help me in my past, but at the same time, I feel mad at myself for letting people help me. I can understand this too, though, because all they did was trash talk me after I moved on with my life. This is why I help myself. Yeah, there's no doubt. I've had people do that myself, but obviously, look, especially when you're young or whatever, you get hit, you get hit by life. I just want to always want to make the notation that none of us are self-made. At some point, no matter who you are, I don't care if you're very successful, famous, or just a regular person, at some point, all of us have got some help. However, to go to the next level, at some point you have to help yourself. I mean, but there's a duality in that statement. And yeah, when you can, just help yourself. Don't accept help because people will hold it over your head. I agree with that. Like there's been plenty of times where I had the option to stay at someone's house or do this. I'll now again, if I'm in an emergency, I'll do what I need to do. But I don't like to do that anymore because I don't like to owe anyone anything. D, had someone who tried to guilt trip me today. I'll cut them off. I'll put my foot down. You know what I would do, D? Good job, number one. Number two is, you know what I'll do? I would put my foot right back in my sneaker. I would go for a walk and I would just change my number. Or if you couldn't do that, I agree with you. I agree with your sentiment. Put your foot down, but never forget this. The minute you have to argue with someone, it's a sign that maybe they shouldn't be in your life. Because when you have to argue, it's not a sign of love. It's a sign of anger. Now, again, can your loved ones make you angry? Yeah, I've been, but that's not going to be often, especially as you mature. And I think about that, like when I place myself somewhere. Do I want to go around a certain family? I don't want to argue. So I don't. Believe me, you could put your foot down with a family member. That don't mean it just means there's some people thrive on arguing. It destroys me. Now I can win an argument, I can get rough, but it destroys my soul. I don't like it. I like peace, and I do everything I can, as much as I can, to secure my peace. So good job, D. D. Sorry to crosstalk. Nah, I appreciate you sharing, but I want to tell Keith. There you go. To check out Korish. Oh, I think I've been there. Let me look this up. Korishan Campground. I think it's closer to Naples. I think I've been there. The Seminole Campground. That sounds familiar. Yeah, that's on the West Coast. Did I miss Keith's comment about the West Coast? Or maybe, I know. Keith was talking about he was going to Seminole, so you probably remember that. Korishan State Park. Oh, no, wait, maybe I haven't been there. I saw a video about it on YouTube, I think. I'll tell you in a minute if I've been there. I'm looking on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Google's Maps. No, I don't think I've been there. You know what I did? I saw a video from a couple in a Class A that was there. I never been to Korish. Have you been there? Let me just see where that's at. Okay, so that's kind of by Fort Myers. No, I've never been there. I've been past there, but I've never gone to that campground. I've been to Sanibel Island, big disappointment. Shout out to Marin. Sanibel Island, guys, is like basically, it's just a little sliver of an island where alligators chill in the backwash of the Gulf of Mexico. What a bore. Bad parking, bad vibes. Not bad vibes, but boring as all. Not even tropical. It's like, nah, I'm not feeling Sanibel Island, man. I love anyone who lives there, but I don't like Sanibel. I don't like the west coast of Florida. Naples got me a little inspired. Marco Islands got me a little inspired. But even them, they weren't living a vida loca. My man, I think Charles, he came from Tampa to Palm Beach last weekend. He said, Sam, now I know what you're talking about. I said, yep, yep. Because that Gulf of Mexico, man, it's got a whole low energy to it, man. And while I like being in the cut, I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know. But to each their own. Some people get very inspired by the West Coast of Florida. Cal, thank you again, Cal. I appreciate that. Thank you, D, for sharing. Thank you, Keith. ESP. Speaking of DoorDash and other delivery jobs today, I had to switch my Postmates accounts to Uber Eats. Is Postmates still around? Yeah, Postmates got bought out by Uber. That's what I thought. Thank you for sharing, ESP. ESP is in Alaska, doing the gig economy on the side. Always keep your main job and always have a side hustle. Why? More control over your life. And ESP is in Alaska. She's doing it. She's living it. Okay. And she's delivering it. Shout out to you, ESP. Very proud of you. D. Oh, that looks like a mermaid, though. That's a mermaid, but you found the best one you could. Sam in this game. Maybe that's me. I'm a mermaid. I like that movie with Tom Hanks. Do you remember that movie with Tom Hanks when he dated that mermaid? That was a great movie. I forgot the name of that. ESP. Oh, here we go. She like that money back like me. I like to keep my account up to date. I know that's right. As a side source of income. Yep, ESP's like me, sliding my direct deposits, not my DMs. I love you, ESP. Twister, you old man. Yeah, that's getting me, guys. Look, I'm old, man. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna shave soon, but I'm old, man. I got the Mike Tyson cut now. Mike Tyson still fuck you up though. Walking slow, yeah. I can't find the cane. Well, I appreciate the effort. No, nothing to feel bad about. Love you. Thank you. Yeah, ESP's laughing. Good job, ESP. Twister. Hello, ESP. ESP, hello, Twister. D, Fort Myers. What? Okay, you're from Fort Myers? I got a great friend. He can't wait to move to Fort Myers. I love this guy. So shout out to you. And there are people that are seriously inspired on the West Coast, man. And I know a lot of people, like, I've been to Fort Myers. They have that little strip where there's a bunch of bars outside and restaurants. And I like that little strip. It was pretty cool. The energy was pretty good. It was a very small strip. But yeah, like I said, I got a good friend who loves Fort Myers, man. And I hope he gets there because I know that's his dream. Kristen, no emojis, but well, I appreciate your effort, Christina. I love your positivity, and we appreciate you. My man, Keith. Thank you, D. Check it out. Keith about to change his life, man. I feel the energy. I feel it. He's getting the hell out of Indiana, and that's what I like to hear, man. D, it's a nice campground. Seminole is out in the boondocks. Well, the good part about Seminole State Park is it's right next to Marco Island. The bad part, it's in a bug-infested forest. And I'm telling you right now, if Keith or anyone listening, if you go to that state park right outside of Marco Island, you're going to get eaten alive by mosquitoes. I was sitting in back of my Jeep, I don't know what it was, 2-3 years ago, and I had like a 2-week reservation. It was only $22 a night, full hookups. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just getting bit up alive. And I said, I could take this. And I was like, oh my God. I was basically like dying. I said, I just left and I went to Walmart in South Park. It was better. ESP, Splash. Good job. Yeah, that was the name of the movie with Tom Hanks and that girl. I don't know. Someone look up, what was that girl's name? She was hot. I want you to look up that girl in 2021. Yeah. For all my guys out there that says, oh my God, I love this girl. I can't live without her. I want you to go look at a beautiful movie star from 1989, and then I want you to look at what she looks like today. And for all my girls out there, you already know. There's guys the same way, but look, girls and guys have their own things. I tell girls and guys, stay single if you can, if you don't want kids. If you want kids, look, girls, you know what it is. You like that guy who's tall with a nice ass, but he's not a good communicator and he's a subpar worker. You like his genes, but you don't like his work ethic, and you don't like him personally. Okay, so you end up marrying the shorter guy, good work ethic, nice guy, good take care of your kids, but he's your second choice. He's your backup quarterback. So you got two choices in life, guys. Okay, relationship or single? I think he should experience a relationship. But in my opinion, I think single for the win. The King Neptune, was that it? The campground Corshin is in Fort Myers. Oh, is it in Fort Myers? Yeah, look close to Fort Myers. Christina, I found a small church I really love. Heart emoji. It went great till I told I live in my friend's house. Why do they care about that? Why do you want to know about that? He has Parkinson's and is practically a shut-in. Now people are pressuring me. What are they pressuring you about? Look, church is good. I went to a church for 10 years and 90 plus percent of the people were great. I learned a lot. It was valuable in my life. Uh, but what I could tell you is uh, you gotta have boundaries even when you go to church. And there's a season to go to church and a season to get out of church. So church is just like any other group of people. Um, there's good and bad. But look, it's not the church's business to see your tax returns to see if you gave 10%. It's not the church's business who you live with. However, when you get involved with the church, it's their business. So you got to figure out how involved you're going to get. In 2021, yeah, look, you can get everything on your phone. Go to church on your phone. If you need to go in person, go in person. But keep a boundary, because what you're going to find out is your pastors having side sex and they don't want you to masturbate. The deaconess is fucking the usher. Okay, everyone's got problems. Okay, and so do you. That's why you went. That's why I went. But you go to get better and then you get the fuck out of Dodge. Okay, because it's a shit show. ESP. Daryl Hannah. Oh, let me look her up in 2021. She probably looked like Rihanna. Now Rihanna's dating ASAP Rocky. She probably got back in shape after she broke up with that Middle Eastern guy who was oil rich. Oh yeah, she got plastic surgery. Daryl Hannah. You could tell her face looks so Kim Kardashian. She's 60 years old. Yeah, once you get into your 60s, it's over. It starts to get over. When you're in your 50s, you got one more run. When you're 60s, that skin cracks every day. And then you got to get, I think she got a facelift because her face looks extra tight. Yeah, let me look at her pics. Oh, yeah, she definitely got a facelift. Oh, it looks horrible. Yeah, guys and girls, if you're going to age gracefully. Just let yourself age. That's my opinion. Oh, if you want to get plastic surgery, am I mad at you? No, I know some people spent their stimulus on plastic surgery. Who am I to judge, guys? I may buy a RV lot. That's all. Who am I to judge? Christina, to live with my friend. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. I'll tell you this though. One is who you live with is your own business. Now, if you're happy, then it's no one else's business. Now, if you're unhappy and you're asking for the church's advice, then they got a right to know. It's like, it's not Judge Judy's business if you're living this train wreck life. But if you want to go on Judge Judy because you want to sue your friend for $10,000, that's the max you can get in small claims court, and you don't want to pay for a lawyer, then it's Judge Judy's business to know about your business. But if you're not asking Judge Judy for shit, she ain't got no right to know your shit. So I look at it the same way with your pastor. If you're asking your pastor for advice, they gotta know your shit. If you ain't asking them for shit, they ain't got no shit. So some people don't like that, and some people, they're gonna go on Judge Judy and they're gonna vote for DeSantis for president. I'm gonna vote for him for governor, but not for president, and I'm never going on Judge Judy. I'll pay for my own damn lawyer. ESP. I've met her. Who? Judge Judy? She's a nice person. Who? Oh, Daryl Hannah? Well, everyone seems nice when you meet them. Why don't you try living with her? Guys, there's a huge difference, okay? That's why Judge Judy exists. Never forget there's difference between meeting someone and living with someone. But I understand what you were saying, ESP. She came to Alaska. Keeping it over, Brady. I also don't believe in being friends with people who are friends with people that hurt you. Yeah, to me already, that sounds like way too complicated. This is why I changed my number. That sounds simple. So I can have more peace. Well, as soon as you start talking simple, I got more peace. The beginning of the comment was complicated, but I'm glad you shared because now we know the difference. When it's complicated, no peace. When it's simple, a lot of peace. Thumbs up. Twister. Sam, I watched The Godfather for the first time today. I watched it several times, and what I can tell you is that fucked a lot of people up. Because it's a good movie, but it's a movie. The real Godfather is just like any other criminal activity. It all ends in a bad place. Shout out to the Italians who were worse than the what is it, the M8 mafia, the Mexican gangs, and who basically, if Trump was in power and the Italians were migrating, he would have put a travel ban on your ass. Never forget it. I'm 100% Italian. He goes, it's crazy how blessed we are living in such a stable, safe time. It's just safe as guys. It's where they tell you to stay home and collect the stimulus. However, also we got a little bit high inflation, and the interest rates are too low. Guys, inflation is not really because of stimulus, it's because of interest rates, and that's what the big money people don't want to talk about. The interest rates got to go up. 2021 for the win. Oh yeah. Well, compared to 1921, double win. You helped open my eyes. Yeah. Well, thank you. Number one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, guys. You have to remember, 100 years ago, liquor was illegal, and there was no Uber, there was no DoorDash. You were either doing hard manual labor, or you were running illegal liquor to sell. And JFK's father did that. That's how JFK got in office, because he got the mafia and the unions to vote for JFK. Okay, so, guys, if you want to know where the crime is, follow the bag. Twister. How I woke up to my toxic friendships was that I realized how happy I was. I like this comment when I was away from them. Keeping up with it. The biggest revelation that the Lord speaketh to me in my life, one of them, was when I took an evaluation. I said, Sam, you've been in relationships, you've been single, you've had friends, you've gone out, and they've all been good experiences. But as a middle-aged man, I said to myself, Sam, you've been more happier, had more peace when you're single. You've had less problems when you tend to spend less time with people. Now, I'm not an isolationist. I believe isolationists suffer, and they get thoughts of grandeur. You got to have some human interaction. But to me, I'll leave that human interaction for the money bag, the job, and for times I meet people in the public. I was a nomad for 4 years. I met a lot of people, okay? And what I can tell you is I have more peace, okay, not being in a parking lot. And I still like the parking lot, but it has a give and a take. D, hey, ESP, hope all is well. Christina, pressuring me to live my sick friend. I don't know. Look, and I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you, Christina. I don't even know if your living situation sounds healthy. It sounds a little bit like a disaster. But again, that's not my business. If you say inspirational nomad, do you think I should live with this person? Then I'm going to give you my opinion. But right now, it's not my business. I don't know if you're living with a guy, a girl, a sick person. But bottom line is, if you're not asking my opinion, not my business. Now, sometimes I give my opinion, people don't ask, and I understand that. But overall, if you're at peace and if you're in a healthy situation, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, including me. If you're not at peace and you're asking for help or you're looking for help, then you have to take, it doesn't mean that advice is right, but then you have to listen because you're asking. So that's how you look at it. Keeping up a break at Twister. I literally get more peace, just being alone and being around my brother. Well, even that sounds, and sister, that's it. And I don't really believe in friends. Some people are fake. I can understand that. Love to you, keeping up a break. Christina, you're right, Sam. I love you, Christina. You keep doing you. Keeping up a break, Twister. You're totally right, though. I like keeping to myself. It brings more peace to my life. This time around, I'm giving no one my phone number. Keeping up a break, I think you figured it out. Twister, I literally feel you on that 100%. Keeping up a break. Yeah. Keith is laughing 4 times over. Thumbs up to you. ESP, hey D. Things are going well. Thanks, ESP. I'm praying every day that if you want to, you upload a video about the van life in Alaska in the summer. However, I respect you so much, and I know you love your privacy. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, because I love the fact that you know what boundaries you need for you. And like I always tell you guys, you got to put up boundaries based on what you need to do for you. But I just enjoy to hear your perspective. But it may not be worth it. Christina, I was tithing. Oh yeah, that's a whole rat's nest. Look, Jesus says, does he believe in tithing? Yes. He also said, look, if lust calls you to sin, cut out your eye. I don't think he meant that literally. Some people take it literally. There was an R&B singer who did that. So when he said tithing, I don't think he meant it literally. Okay, I think some people take it literally. The Bible's up for interpretation. Okay, it also tells women to not speak in the church. So at what point do you say, look, I don't believe in this? Whenever you decide. And look, for me, if you want to give 10%, give it. If you don't. I look at tithing like YouTube memberships. If you want to tithe, if you want to do the membership, do it. If you don't. Okay, and you should cancel at any time. Okay, and the content's still for free. Okay, and it's I think to me that's how you gotta. And I think a pastor, the church should be his side hustle. Okay. That's my opinion, especially in 2021, where the Bible's digital app is everywhere. And now in 2021, you realize we're connected with the world and all other religions. Guys, you realize that religions are geographically based on what you brought up knowing. So, look, if your pastor's not door dashing and working, construction and not cheating, then, maybe you listen. Okay. But even if you listen, you're not obligated to give 10%. You should be able to cancel at any time and still watch the sermon for free. That's how I look at life, man. But I did both. I tithe. Yes, I tithe. And guys, I had a pastor and he just basically regurgitated what his pastor said. And my pastors were great, but I got to keep it real. They basically said, if you want to get promoted to be a pastor yourself or to have a church, we have to see your tax returns and we have to see that you've tithed for at least 2 years, because that's what happened to them. So I respect my pastors. They helped me. But that was like one of the things I was like, oh, damn. They want to see my tax returns. I'm like Trump. You ain't seen my tax return. They under audit right now, Yeah. So let's stay positive. ESP. You could bootleg or you could run the numbers. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, gambling spots. Yeah. Now you just bet online. Guys, now, back in the day, you would go to the corner store, play the numbers or bet on sports with a bookie. Now you go to Robinhood, you buy cryptocurrency, and you basically, on the weekend, you have no life. You just watch it go up and down. Okay? Yeah. And then you do a sermon on YouTube about we're living in the materialism world, and you hurried up and you bought crypto on a dip. Guys, this is the world we live in, man. I know the world, man. I'm just trying to do the best I can. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, there's a rat's nest out there, man. Twisted, same laughing with Keith. Yeah. Twisted, it's a rat. You nailed it. Yeah, it's a rat's nest. Good job. I didn't even see that. Adam, what's up, brother? Shout out to the Upper Peninsula, man. Great to see you, Adam. We love you, brother. Twisted's laughing good. Fire emoji. Good job. Thank you. All right, guys and girls. Damn, I've been on here for an hour and 8 minutes. Shout out to everyone who took a nap and didn't go live. I took your spot. What I can tell you is this, okay? I'm committed to YouTube. Why? Because I show up every day for 4 years. Okay. Am I committed to Florida? Well, I've been here for a while now, and I really think I may be. I'm near the Lower Peninsula. Okay. You're by Keith. Near the Indiana border in Illinois. Well, tomorrow, I know you had to work today, Keith, Adam, but tomorrow is your day. It's Bushcraft Day. It's Sunday. So I want you to enjoy the woods. I want you to enjoy your hobby, your passion. I'm looking forward to your Sunday video if you choose to make it. And I'm praying for you every day with boundaries with your parents, but also the love and grace you need to carry you, because I know that's not easy. We love you. I appreciate you staying positive. I know you got a lot on your plate, man. I really do. So I love you, man. And I love everyone out there, guys. Like I say, we all have to have our own boundaries. We all have our own thing. But again, all I want to tell you in life is I do believe you don't need to buy much. Uh, if it's time to buy, it's got to be below your means, and you got to be committed to that thing, even if that thing is going to go down or not be the best. It doesn't mean it's going to work out, though. You know, so there's a reason they say like Florida or bust. D, Sam. I want to tell you, if you know where you love to live, all caps, it's not a bad idea to find yourself a home. Well, thank you, D. I received that word, and I meditate on that often. You know, again, I have to leave the 10% flexibility for when a hurricane will come, or definitely to visit my mom at least once a year for a few weeks. Um, but I say to myself, I can go anywhere right now. Anywhere where there's internet, I can go. And I'm choosing to stay in the same location. So at some point, I say to myself, it's time to buy. You know, um, could I do better if I wait 3 years? Maybe the economy levels out, and maybe things are a little bit. Well, one is, I go back to, do I think that a piece of property in Southeast Florida, basically on the beach, will be cheaper than 150,000 even 3 years down the road, even if there's a recession? It's possible, but that's still uh, decent. It would be great if it was 100K. I would say fair market value now is probably 125, 135K. Uh, and this is for like this a raw lot that you could put an RV on. So, or a mobile home. I saw a little junky mobile home for 130K, but that thing got off the market in like 2 days. So, you know, that's how I feel when it comes to that. Thank you, D. Adam. Tomorrow is beach day. I like where you're going with that. I don't have enough time to bushcraft. Well, I love you, Adam. And believe me, if you ask me, inspirational nomad, would you rather go to the beach or bushcraft? I say I want to go to the beach to look at some bush. That's very crafty. Keith, you missed my comment. Well, damn it. Thank you for reminding me because I got to go back. Waha, 99 cent Canadian super chat. Let's get rid of the tariffs on the lumber so we can bring prices down. Shout out to you, Waha. I seen your comments on my videos. Thank you, Waha. Thank you. Keith, forgive me, brother, because I'm glad you mentioned this. Thank you, Waha. Keith, I'm glad you mentioned this. He goes, I would love a 30-year-old Italian girl. I'm going to tell you a story about that. No Viagra needed. Keith, let me tell you a story. I remember being on a construction site. Okay, again, I'm Italian, and I was working with an Italian guy. And he goes, Sam, I want to hook you up with my daughter, Italian daughter. I go, your daughter? So what does she look like? And he showed me a picture. She's cute. Nah, she was like 25 at the time. I think I was around 24. And so I started asking him questions like, you know, does she go to college? You know, what's her personality? And after about the fourth or fifth question, he goes, Sam, what do you want to know? He goes, all women are the same. They're going to bust your balls. You know, so let me tell you, I know a guy right now. He's from South America, Spanish guy. He came to America. He dated some American woman, you know, and get the papers. And I think he started dating this, after he divorced the American woman, he started dating some Spanish girl. Because I think that he felt like, because she's a certain culture, maybe same culture, that it's going to be different. Now, maybe they're drinking Bustelo coffee and she putting Sassoon, you know, spices and all the meats, but she's still going to bust his balls, and he's still going to end up renovating a kitchen just like he did for the American white girl. So what you're going to find, you know, whatever your fetish is, you know, some people like them Italian, some people like them dark skin, some people like them light skin, some people like them fat, skinny. Some people like long hair, some people like short hair. Some people like chicks with a dick. Some people like transgenders. I've had a few on the channel. So I don't know what you like, and I don't know why you like it. None of my business. But I can tell you this. It all ends in a disaster. Okay. And so my advice, on average, there's exceptions, is to stay single and watch free porn. Okay. And if you really like the porn, become a member of fans only. where you can cancel at any time. Guys, we live in a great world. Okay. Shout out to my man Big Plan Dan. He ran a porn site for lesbian porn back in the 90s, 80s. But the porn industry not popping. Everyone's on fans only. Fernando, you can cancel at any time. This is the best relationship you've ever been in your life, man. Fernando, shout out to you, man. He knows he dated some chicks. Twista's laughing, man. Shout out to this, man. We'll finish up strong. Twista, Sam, you're a genius. Well, guys, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm just a regular guy broadcasting live from a hotel room. Hey, let's take a hydration break. Yeah, shout out to the troll that told me at 15,000 subscribers, my channel had peaked. Yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out to you, man. 3 months later, man. Shout out to you. He's still watching too. That's why I give thumb down. He can't help himself. I'm delivering good content. You watching for free too. It's all right. It's all right. I'm like free porn. You can watch. You can interact if you want. Yeah, shout. What a bit. Yeah, 15. Yeah, he hating, man. Wait till he see my hotel bill. Then I'm gonna tax deduct the shit out. Guys, man, this guy, he don't understand, man. He on a whole nother level, man. He on a whole nother level. He in a shared apartment somewhere, man. Whole nother level, man. Yeah, Twisted. What a bitch. Yeah, 15K hater. Yeah, man. He's still watching. ESP laughing. Yep. Got the shout out. Hey, man. Once in a while, we just, let's focus on the positive, though. Keith, welcome, Fernanda. The chat with the MILFs, GILFs, squirrels, and the best motivation to get out of Indiana and come to South Florida. I love you, brother. Twister, ooh, skull game emoji. You know what it is. All right, guys and girls, we had a good night. I'm very thankful for all of you. Fernando, welcome. Thank you again, Keith. Thank you, Woohoo. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, D. Thank you, everyone, all my members, man. Couldn't do it without you. Try to do the best I can every day to bring you something to think about, something to entertain you, something to motivate you, encourage you. And you give me the same thing in your own way. And, we're connected for a season because we may not be together a year from now. And that's the best part about this relationship is that Ryan, too. Thank you for the super chat. We're here without pressure, without guilt, without expectation. And what I've learned in life, it's the only way to live life. Because life's hard enough, especially as you get older, in my opinion. But life, also, like Twister was saying, we also learn to reflect. And, in many instances in 2021, it's better than it was 100 years ago, certainly 200, 300, forget about it. So focus as much as you can on the positive and what you need to do for yourself. And as you do for yourself, you will have opportunities to help others. Okay, and when you help others, do it strategically, without expectation, without strings, and let people figure out their own life. But like I said, I think one of the ultimate callings on your life is self-care, because it's the hardest thing to wake up early, to work out, to do something productive, to not take a nap, to shower, to brush your teeth, to floss, to drink more water. So this is life. Twisted, yeah, dying of laughter. Well, I love the emojis. I love the laughter. Laughter is good for the soul. Keith, great people here. Love, very grateful for you guys and girls. Thank you. Fernando, the newest member. Listen, bro, I appreciate you. I learn a lot from your big dog. Thank you. Gratitude towards you. I just haven't had a chance. That's all right. There's no pressure. There's no guilt. But your inspiration got me to a point where I want to be here, big dog. Yes, sir. Well, Fernando, thank you. And what I tell you is if the time comes when you don't need to or don't want to be here, thank you. Because every relationship should be like that. Okay. And so gratitude, freedom, and space and boundaries. Love to you, Fernando. Love to you, Twister. Love to everyone. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Thank you.